All right, peace, peace, peace. First and foremost, hopefully the Most High in your house shines His blessing all day. By His mercy, you don't consume. We're alive in the Most High in your house shines body. And two, man, we're naturally alive, man. And I want to go into this, man, because I was just thinking about this morning. I was kind of meditating this, and yesterday too. Also, too, man, because also things that I learned out with it, like all praise to the Most High in your house shines, throughout my lifetime. But I noticed specifically, man. Like playing chess, man, because everybody's measure is different, man. Because people are going to let's get this in Romans, man. This is either in the word or outside the word, man. They're gonna go hit Colossians real quick, man, because people will handle things differently, man. That's why even in Jude 1:22 and 23, man, it says, listen, this is how you want people to back to Most High your house shine to the word. It's really one, it's always up to Most High your house shine, but two, it's some of you have a compassion on, empathy on, because that's another video for another day. Because some people they just don't know any better, they trying, but or they just don't know any better. Two, it's okay, so this person needs needs to get pulled out the fire quick. You had to be more because a lot of times too people get on the brothers and saying brothers in camps and congregations, things of that nature, because them yelling on the streets. But sometimes I would say I say this too, man. Sometimes that's necessary though, because that's what the word says. Now, not all the time really, because it's more balanced and nuanced, but sometimes people need that. So, but yeah, man. Anyway, but it just has to be balanced out. But also too, man, that's just the thing, man, because everybody reacts to things differently, man. So not people aren't going to react to things the same way. So because let's just grab this too. It says let's get Romans chapter 2, Romans verse 12 and which come 3. It says, "For I say, though through the grace given unto me, every man that is among you, not to think himself more highly than he ought to think soberly, according to Yahweh had dealt to every man the measure of faith." So yeah, everybody has a measure of faith, man. Even outside the word, mental strength, mental fortitude, or things differently, man. And let's grab this in Colossians real quick too, man, because people handle things differently, man. Because yeah, man, because I'm going back to the point about chess, man. I learned this in chess, man, because honestly, it's easy to say something, and also too that Romans, here it is too, man. Let's stay in Romans real quick, Romans 15 verse 4. It says, "For whatsoever things that are aforetime were written for our learning, that we may have patience and comfort through the scriptures that might have hope." Yeah, for Romans 15 and 14. "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were for our learning, through that we through patience have and comfort of the scriptures might have hope." And the Isaiah 33 and 6, and even in the Maccabees, his book of the law, in the prophets and even the testimony, man, is written for our comfort, man. That's what peace I leave unto you, man, the comforter, the spirit, man. That's what this is for, man. But also I want to deal with that beforehand, because this, man, it's easy to say something like what somebody would have done or should have done, and even in the word, man, a lot of times too. That's why we always talk about don't put yourself above what is written, because a lot of times too it's easy to say perfectly in the wilderness, man, or even in that, man, even in this situations throughout history, in this word, it's easy to say, okay, how can this person do this person do that? Listen, you're not them, so it's easy to say that now because it's already written. But listen, they can say the same thing about things I've done with my wife or in my life, or things I continue to do, man. So that's is what it is, man, because that's what that's why I was written for our learning, man. So it's now don't get it twisted, man. We analyze things and we assess things that was written and was given to us, and what information is given, and things that happen in details off of facts. But still, that's where that compassion comes in, or that understanding comes in. It's oh, listen, even if you don't agree with something, it's okay, I don't agree with that, but I can understand why that happened. So and that's just is what it is, man. That's all having just that understanding, man. That's just is what it is, man. But I learned this during my time playing chess, man. Like, because listen, this is even in life, man. Because a lot of times too, like, it's easier. Because I remember this. I was actually watching of a clip of Vince Young, man, saying everything he went through in the NFL. The former star of the Tennessee Titans, man. Forgotten too, man. Then he played on, of course, the most memorable game in that 2005 Texas and what was it? What was that game? Texas versus USC. But yeah, on the Titans. Then he actually at one point he was at the Eagles. And yeah, he bounced around the league. He was kind of a journeyman. Like, he had a good rise, but the other things that happened that led to, like, him his downfall in the league, man. But I saw a clip of him talking, man, and he was like, listen, man, like, like, the only thing I loved was Sunday, man, like me just playing the game, like, and being with my brothers, being with my teammates, man, like, and and he was like saying, man, but other than that, man, the week, like, the week leading up to that, the outside of that, man, was terrible. He said people come after my character, like, family members, loved ones asking for money, this and that, like a bunch of pressure. And I saw a comment, people, I didn't reply to, but I said to myself, he said, listen, and when somebody said, listen, just learn to say no. I'm like, yeah, it's easy for you to say that, but you're not in that situation, though. It's just like chess, like me, like, being playing chess. Like, listen, certain things, like when you're not on the table, especially playing chess at the park or a tournament or whatever, wherever location or venue or spot that you playing chess, man. It's going to be easier to see moves, like, when you stand up, when you're watching the game, where you're when you're on the sidelines, as they say, like, even in sports, that's what they even say. Growing up, that was a term, like saying, "Oh, you sideline" and things of that nature. But on the sidelines, it's easy to see that, but it's different because when you're actually in the game, you don't see it because it's like, and some people, like, even I noticed this at the even playing chess, man, because some people, like, they get say if you miss a move, people get upset. I mean, I get it because, like, it's just your love for the game and you're an analytical mind for the game, like, but people get frustrated when somebody misses a move. They be like, oh my gosh, how you see it? But yeah, it's different because you're not in the moment, you don't see it. But see, the thing is, that's why everybody don't put yourself above what's written, just because this is even in life. Because don't do that, because listen, now everybody has their own vices. So now, like, okay, you certain things, like, when it's your time, you might not see, but we all have that shortcomings. Like, okay, cool, yours might be different from the next man or the next person. So that's just is what it is right there. And I noticed that playing chess, like, throughout my life. Like, listen, you might see certain things, or it would, like, when you're on the sidelines or when you see haven't seen. That's why it's important too. That's why, like, we just read Romans 15 and 4. These things are written for our learning, because, like, we're supposed to learn from other people's mistakes. Like, well, I learned the hard way, like, because even so, I had to realize that, man. Because people just say, okay, I'm just gonna figure it out like my own. Like, no, why would I do that when the elder or OG just gave me the game, or I learned from them? Like, they told me don't do this, so I'm not gonna do this, or because they've been through there, they did that. So why would I just do that? Like, a lot of times too, because that's a lot of times too. Our like, pride and ego can get in the way. Shoot, that's happened to me, like, recently, man. So yeah, man. So that's just it is what it is too, man. So even like this, I was actually just thinking about that. Let's get Colossians 4 and 6, man. So, cause yeah, man, why not, man? Why do it when they told you not to, like, do it, man? But yeah, even the situation, I was just watching a clip earlier, the whole Dawn Robinson from En Vogue situation. There was a sister on Joe Budden's podcast. She was like, listen, I'm not trying to, like, because I don't know the full situation, but she was kind of saying, listen, like, why don't you do this and this and this? But I'm like saying, but I'm like, but as I said to myself, like, listen, you're not in her situation, though, so you don't know that, like, now don't get wrong, because that's like, because even I don't want to be as a hypocrite, because I might come on, like, we might come on here, I might come up on here and do that a lot of times too, but like, a lot of times too, I'm just like through the words and assessing the situation, but but still, it's like, listen, my things is things I deal with is different than what other people might deal with, man. Like you, I fall short in a lot of areas that other people can thrive in or can deal with. So who am I, man? That's just, it is what it is, man. So yeah, everything's not for everybody, man. Everybody doesn't react to things the same way, man. So that's just is what it is, or like handle things the same way. Because it's easy, like, because, and that's where that if that was me type of spirit, or that if that was me, like, nigga, it's not you, man. Like, and don't get it twisted, because I might say that one of these days, like, or I might say, like, I might have actually said that in the past, or I might see you say that, like, but I'm just actually, like, but still I have to remember that, listen, that's not me, though. At the end of the day, that's how that person handles that. It's not, like, that's where it comes from me. Like, I had to think, outside of myself. Okay, this person, like, deals with things differently, man. Like, and that's why Yahushua, actually, we gonna go into that a little bit too, how Yahushua was perfect at that, man. Like, of strengthening his people, strengthening his, like, disciples, his followers' faith, man. Also too, like, his disciples, apostles, like, even to this day, like, even like during times of the Moses and the judges, even all throughout history, man. Like, most of the men that were skilled, they would say, okay, cool. They know, okay, this even the Most High Yahushua, okay, this person can deal with this. This person can, because listen, and not everybody has the faith of Yahushua, Abraham, Job, Moses, like Joshua, or like you name them, man. Just because, like, that doesn't make them less. Because, like, just because Isaiah or Ezekiel or Jeremiah, that doesn't make them less at all. They just have different measures of faith, like we just read, man. So that's just is what it is, man. So yeah, but that was me. Well, nigga, it's not you. So, like, don't be. It's just like kind of like I had to even check that, man. Like, saying stuff like that. Well, man, that's not me. It's easier for you to say that because it's like, until you in that situation, it's like, oh snap. Because the Most High House, I might put you in a situation like that. Like, okay, if it was me, now it's actually you. It's like then you fold, or then you didn't have, like, the strength, the mental strength, like, the fortitude that you thought. So yeah, man, but let's get to grab this Colossians. Then we're going to talk about Peter real quick, man. Because Peter's a perfect example of that, man. Because Colossians chapter 4 and verse 6, it says, let your speech always be with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how to answer every man. So, yeah, man, you got to deal with people differently, man. Everybody's not the same. So, like, gotta deal with that, man. Because, no, man, like, why do that, man? Like, stop trying to, like, no, let people be them, man. Like the brother sent me firstborn perfectly said, man, you got to let people be them. Like, that's just what it is. So that's why we actually shared that clip of Slim Charles from the White. He said, listen, no disrespect, but I'm not made to be a CEO. And I actually can, from experience, man, I can attest to that, man, because I never really wanted my own business. I don't really want my own business like that. I'm not cut out for it. I had one, and it only, like, lasted for a day. Like, it was some other thing. It was like 2019, some years ago, before I came to the word. But yeah, man, this is not me, man. I'm not. I was like, no, I was offered like supervisor positions or lead position, but no, man, that's just not me. That's why a lot of times too, people got mad. I remember Stephen A. got mad. A lot of people got mad, like at Kevin Durant saying he wasn't a leader. I'm like, why? It's like, no, it actually takes a lot of. Actually, he should be applauded, and actually takes a lot of courage and strength to say that. Listen, no, man, I'm not a leader, man. That's not me. That's not what I do. I'm not a leader. That's just is what it is. Because nowadays we live in time, like, where everybody has to be the guy. That's where that Sirach 20 comes in. That Second Timothy comes in. Everybody wants to be master of everything, man. And don't get it twisted, because we always talk about here, especially for brothers, like, even our brothers, even our people be well versed in different things. But listen, it's okay. Like, just know your limitations. Actually, let's grab this in Sirach. Let's grab this in Sirach real quick. It says, Ecclesiastes, also known as Sirach, chapter 37, verse 28. For all things are not profitable for all men, neither have every soul and have pleasure in everything. So now, on a natural tip, in its context, it's talking about food. But let's seriously, man. Listen, everything's not like everything ain't for. This is where the saying comes from. Everything ain't for everybody, man. Like listen, man. That's good. We gotta let people be them, man. Like That's just what it is, man. But yeah, going to that perfect example is like Peter, man. Because a lot of times, too, people say, oh, how could Peter do this and this and that? One, let's go with Job 19, because it was written for Peter to do that. So, like, shout out to brother Sammy Firstborn for pointing that out. Because it was written for Peter to do that. But also, too, man, Peter was the strongest in the faith out of all of them, man. Because as we're going to read in Matthew, like, the Most High gave him spiritual eyes to see that Yahushua was the son of the Most High, man. Was the son of Yahweh, man. Like, he was the anointed one. He was the Messiah, man. He to follow him. He gave him those spiritual eyes. All the other 12, they didn't get it. But, like, that's why, it is what it is. And of course, Peter's name means rock, so he was kind of destined to be the rock of the church. And also, too, that kind of akin to, like, what David said, and like in the Psalms and all other say, and all even in the law, it says, like, the Most High Yahushua is a rock. So, like, Peter being that, he just, like, being the chief of apostle of that, man, like, being the lead apostle, being lead disciple, I should say, he was like, that's what that kind of signifies. But I speak as a man on that. But yeah, let's grab this Job 19 real quick, because it was written for Peter to do that before even Job chapter 19 verse 14. It says, "My kinsfolk have failed. My familiar friends have forgotten me." Yeah, like, I do not know this man. It's Peter. Right? It was written for him to do this. They that dwell in my house and my maids count me for as a stranger. I am an alien in their sight. Then even David said the same thing. I'm a stranger to my brother. And it said, and this is the second time too. This, him denying. It said, "I called my servant and he gave me no answer. I haven't treated him with my mouth." So see, that's all talking about Peter. This is all because the Most High Yahushua comes in the bottom of the book, the testimony, it was so that was written. It was written for Peter to do that. So also too, man. That's why, let's go to Matthew real quick, because yeah, man, because it was written for Peter to do that. Also too, man, it was yeah, but also too, people say what they want about Peter, but he was the strong. He was the strongest of faith out of all of them, though. Because listen, let's go Matthew. How we know this? Matthew chapter 16, verse 14. It says, we'll start at verse 14. "Some say thou art the John the Baptist. Some say Elijah, and other Jeremiah or one of the prophets. But he saith unto them, But ye whom ye say that I am." And it says, "And Simon Peter answered, say, Thou art the Christ, yet anointed, the Son of the living God," man. So yeah, so the Most High, that's why let's grab this too. Ecclesiastes, chapter 25, real quick. That's why he that have the ear, let him hear, and that's why it says, "Bless." Let's get Ecclesiastes, also known as Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 9. It says, "Woe of him that have found prudence, and he that speaketh in the ears of him that will hear." Yeah, he had the spiritual eyes and ears, like Proverbs 20 and 12 says. He gives that the Most High Yahushua give people eyes to ear, eyes to see, and ears to hear. Man, that's spiritually too. So blessed is that's why Yahushua said, "Blessed is he," man. That has that, man. But let's get to verse 17. It says, "And Yahushua answered, it said, Blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood have not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven." So yeah, and that's just is what it is right there, man. That the Most High Yahushua, the Most High gave him spiritual eyes and ears to see and listen. That that Yahushua was the Christ, was the Messiah, was the anointed one, man. So that's what it is. But no, because we know people always talk about Peter or David, things of that nature. Listen, and that goes into I'm not going to speak against. I could just assess all the things that they did, but at the same time, these were at the end of the day, what the brother of Assembly of Firstborn said. Listen, no, the really difference between you and them is your faith. Of course, at the end of the day, because listen, we all church because as far as the Most High Yahushua, man, none of us are worthy. But at the end of the day, these were men that were way greater than me, man. Had way more faith and way greater than me. So that's just is what it is. I'm I'm acknowledge that too, man. So it's listen, it's easy to say. This even Eve, man, even Adam and Eve, man. It's because bro, the brother Assembly Firstborn says, "Listen, we're Eve." So it's every time we talk about Eve, listen, then Israel, then we had the word, then we go off on it, so yeah, man. When we talk about Eve, listen, we're that's another story for another day. But yeah, man, it's just the same dynamic as that, man. So these are men more righteous than me and more and just better, greater men than me, man. So that's just is what it is. So I'm not going to talk about that. These men that have these people, I should say, men and women have genealogies in heaven and the earth, testimonies in heaven and on earth, man. So a lot of people say that, but the brother sent me first one said, listen, these people got genealogies in heaven and on earth. Nigga, what you got? So always talking about people that's more righteous than you. So that's it's even hard to watch that sometimes too, when I'm on here, But also, too, it's the fact that, what was I going to say? Oh, my gosh, I'm losing my train of thought. Damn. Losing my train of thought. Oh, that's what I was going to say. It's the fact that, we just on here, we assess the, what happened. We assess what's written, man. So, because what's written, we read in Romans, is for our learning. But, yeah, man, this is what it is. And don't put yourself above what's written. But notice here how, how, listen, even though people talk about Peter, man, like, and also too, you're not in that situation, man. Like, it's different. Like, say what like, what I would have done or what I wouldn't have done, because I'm not in that situation though. Like, it's easy to say that, but it is what it is. But that's why even Peter was strong, because that's why I said, listen, strengthen your brother, man. Like, and that's the testament of manhood, man. Because you always want to empower. Because then that's what it is. Thing too is even we're missing with our people now, man. Because like even that, like no, even to the degree I say it's missing. Because a lot of times too, I notice this with more women. Well, because this is a natural thing with women. They like a lot oftentimes compete against like the older women compete against the younger women, and like it's that kind of thing. But even it happens with men too. Don't get it wrong, it does. But I know it's even it doesn't even have to be the wisest man. It could be like no, because there's a difference between an elder and an OG, like we always talk about. But even OG, even like not even the wisest elder, if he sees a younger man, he's going to like try to give him advice, man. Because it's like, listen, because I remember being on a train a few weeks ago, man. Even though the brother was like was going through what he's going through, man. He's on drugs, he's an alcoholic, whatever. But he's telling the younger man, listen, man, be better than me, things of that nature. But at the same time, the brother in back of him that I was with, he said, listen, man, he's not going to listen to, he's not really going to take heed to what you're saying like that, because listen, you're not modeling that example though. Because like, listen, you're saying this, but like but you gotta live it as well. Like that's what a lot of times too. Older men, even like just not just go for this elder man, even like men that you're older than, because like I'm older than like even the generation after me, you got to model certain things after them, so you can't just say it, but you got to do it as well. Like honestly, you got to like be the example. So honestly, so but yeah, but what I kind of get what both parties are saying too. But he's saying pretty much not be like me, be better than me. That's what the whole Cam. Oh damn, that was really embarrassing. But even the Cam Newton situation years ago. When he it was like back in the 2017 season when he said that with the female reporter asked him about routes, and he said what he said. Y'all can look it up about what happened. But even his apology, because once his endorsements dropped, he said, listen, he said to the young generation, don't be like me, be better than me. And that's always a testament of manhood. Like, because you always wanted to, that's what Yahushua did. Like, listen, he wanted to empower the next generation of men to be better. But a lot of times too, that's where like our pride and ego can get away, man. Because that's just like because it's not going to take away. It's actually more a testament. It's actually a greater thing. It's not going to take away from you, like and it's the one, and it all goes back to, man, it's really not about me. It's not about you at the end of the day, man. Like, listen, you want to empower the next generation to be better than you, man. So that's why he said that, man. That's why he said greater works than you would do, man. So. And that doesn't take away from it, but that's where that generational warfare comes in. But that's neither here nor there, man. But yeah, man, that's just is what it is, man. Let's get this Luke chapter 22 and verse 32. It says, "But I pray for thee that faith fail not. When thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren." Yeah, exactly, man. So. Yeah, that's what Peter said. I mean, Yahushua said to Peter, man, strengthen your brother, man, because like and that's what it is, man. Build each other up, man. Actually, that's Jude 1:20, real quick, man. Since we talked about Jude earlier, man. Yeah, and know what? We're gonna hit both. We're gonna we gonna read all the way down, man. Jude 1:20. It says but beloved, building yourselves up on the most holy faith and praying into the Holy Spirit, keeping yourself in the love of Yahweh, looking for a mercy of our Lord Yahweh HaMashiach unto eternal life. Having going back to what we were talking about earlier, this is how we do answer people, deal with people differently, man. And some having compassion, making a difference, and others saving with fear, pulling them out of the fire, hating even the garment spotted by the flesh. Yeah, exactly. So like sometimes you got to do that with some people. Some people, they need that, like all right, man, you just got to hear this raw, uncut, man, because like this is like to save your life eventually, man. Just like like the brother Arazatan out of Believer's Way in California said. He said, listen, man, if you see somebody about to get hit by a car, man, you're not gonna whisper their name, like you're not gonna be like Omar, no, you're gonna yell it, man. So like, listen, because that's what this is kind of saying. It's not saying it's yell, but I'm saying, okay, certain ones, okay, you need to hear this, like in a very very this tongue lashing or very like rough kind of manner, a very very aggressive, not aggressive, but very stern type of manner. And others you have to have compassion on. So it's a balance that you need, man. So that's that because everybody's different, man. So that's what it is, and that's all deals with that measure of a faith and different measures. Where you in the word, out the word, man. It's all different measures of people, man. So yeah, man, because that's what I learned in chess, man. Honestly, man. I learned that in chess, man. That the fact that what's this gonna say? Listen, you see there when it's different when you're when you're playing, man. When you're playing, you don't see certain things, man. Because you're in the moment. It's like, damn, I didn't see that, man. Other people around you, they saying it, but some of them they get frustrated. But I understand it. But it's like, okay, cool. But it was different because that person was in the moment. But also too, when you're in that, like what other people said, like take heed to it. That's where that sometimes the multiple counselors is safety. Now it's not always just counsel is safety because not everybody's a counselor, but just listen to it, man, because it might figure out something about yourself that you need to work on, man. That correction that they need to take heed to. It's like, okay, cool. I never thought about that. No, I'm gonna work on that. No, even in I'm just using this in the chess instance as an example for life, but also too, even when you're on the standing, because I've seen this too when I was playing chess too. You had certain brothers that was playing chess. They saw the move, but they just didn't say nothing. They just kept it to themselves. They probably shook their head, but it's like I'm not gonna go all upset because one, I want to disturb the game, but two, I understand. Okay, this person in the moment you didn't see it. And I have actually certain people actually I had certain people, actually players, tell me, grandmasters even tell me that, man. This is all cool, man. You didn't see you was in moment, but this and this and this happened to you. But then I had other ones tell me like, oh man, how could you not see that? I was like, okay, cool, my bad. I still took heed to it, but I was like, but at the same time, you still in the moment, man. But that's just is what it is, man. But so yeah, man, it's all different, man. Because everybody reacts to things differently. Everybody handles things differently. Everybody doesn't have the same mental faith, and even outside the word, mental strength, man. So you gotta realize that and deal accordingly, man. I can't make me personally, just as the principles I hold myself to, as a man, how can I make other people's lives better around me? How can I impact other people's lives, man? Rather than of course, if you in my life, I just certain things like, okay, cool, I want you to be a benefit, I want you to of course be a benefit in my life, of course, things of that nature. But more, how can I benefit you, be an impact in your life, how same things of that nature, consistent, and people that are in my life, man. No, I want them to be them, man. They're not in my life just for my entertainment. For I want them to be, no, be yourself. But now certain things that you're not I'm just not gonna have you do around me. It's like, okay, cool, you probably can't do that around me. Probably somebody else, but not me. I just that not good. But yeah, man. So how you gonna DMX said in an interview one time, man. He said, listen, the real testament of man is not what he does for himself, but what he does for others, man. And most time your house is a perfect example of that, man. But yeah, man, that's just is what it is too, man. So everybody's different, man. So yeah, man. Anyway, so peace, man. Hopefully the Most High Yahweh blesses you, brothers and sisters, day. So much love to y'all, man. So peace.